ardentemente quale uscello pertinente meristrello del lavor. Ah, la fiorita delle piante tiene festo questo cor, sai perché?
Tosca. Well, there's many stories, as you can imagine, in a production like in a piece like this, where so many things can happen. I mean, the famous bouncing back soprano that comes back behind the wall after committing suicide, or the guns that actually shoot not real bullets but particles of it, and scared me to death, I have to say. And many more things. Actually, great stuff. I think the one and only time I got how you call it in English, scene applause, as people applauding in the middle of something, not at the end of an aria, but just like that, while the music is running, was actually at the Met in Tosca. After the two Vittoria, they just started applauding. And I almost forgot to continue to sing because I was so amazed. I came across several times to theaters where I performed Cavaradossi. And then there was this guy in the wings in second act. When it happened the first time, I couldn't believe it. And I said, well, what is he doing? Well, he's the screamer. What do you mean? I mean, he's the guy that does the moyo, whatever, when I'm tortured. Because, of course, a tenor cannot abuse his voice by just screaming from the wings. I always did it myself, and I enjoyed it very much to do so. And I, so far, never harmed my vocal cords with it. But it was quite fun to see what people come up with in order to get an extra special treat as being a tenor. It's great fun, I have to say. I mean, you see, usually it's my job, it's my work, and of course I'm enjoying doing my work, and I enjoy making music and of course having success and all that. But I think I've never laughed and enjoyed more in my operatic career than performing Tosca, because you were even in second act where I'm only having a few lines. I'm standing in the wings all the time, and I'm conducting and I'm pumping and I'm thinking, because it's I don't know what Puccini drank before he did this, created this. But it must be a magic potion of some kind. I've performed Tosca very often, and even though I always try very carefully to not overdo with one part, in order to not get fed up with it and be suddenly bored. I think this will never ever happen to Tosca, and therefore I think it's one of the parts that I've sung the most in my repertoire. I don't count, I never did, and I think it's much too late to start now, but I would guess it's probably under the 3 parts, Cavaradossi, that I've done the most. I'm in love with Tosca, from first to last note. Whether it's the beginning or whether it's the Te Deum of the baritone. This is actually one of the parts I would wish to trade in for something else. You see, you always say, well, I'm happy with it, and when you're a tenor it's easy to say because there are a lot of tunes. But one of the parts of the characters that I really envy is actually this Scarpia, this evil bastard that is so fed up, full of himself, and gets what he deserves. But still, I love it, and I wish one day I discover that I have a second career as a baritone. No, don't worry. But this would be probably the first part I would take on.
Soli fronte e felice canto